Hi, we're Richard and Jackie from Early Retirement Wanderlust.
As part of our Discovering the Yorkshire Dales series, we're going to take you up an alternative route of Ingleborough.
In our previous video, you will have seen that we went out with our good friends Eddie and Shell, who just love the outdoors, and we headed up to Goredale Scar and Janet's Foss.
They also wanted to do one of the three peaks because Michelle's never done any of them, so we decided that we'd go up Ingleborough, but it was a weekend and it was heaving with the Three Peaks walkers, so we went up a different route.
And we headed up Parkfell and Simonsfell and summited Ingleborough, and then we wanted to have a bit of an option if we got down the valley and we felt that we got loads of energy, so we could potentially go up Whernside, but more importantly it always finishes at a pub. So see how we get on.
As you can see from the video, we had a really lovely walk up. The sun was actually out at the start of the walk, but when we got to the peak, or when we got to within about 100 metres from the summit, wow, the weather changed.
Who'd have thought? It was August. It was unbelievable. Luckily, we knew where we were going, and it's pretty hard to get lost up there. But the conditions for that 20 minutes where we're on the summit, there was no way on earth, unless we'd been up there before, we'd have found the trig point, because you couldn't see more than sort of 15 metres ahead. And then miraculously,
100 metres down from the peak and the summit, and the clouds lifted again, and you could see Whernside, you could see the valley, and you could see the really lovely peak of Ingleborough. I think we were at the top of it for that 15 minutes of the day when it was covered in cloud.
So absolute lesson for the day. We didn't think that we'd need waterproofs. We took everything because we always take everything, and in the middle of August we absolutely needed it.
I've actually been up Ingleborough in the middle of December and it's been absolutely beautiful and warmer and clearer. Can't even see
So despite the challenging summiting conditions, we had an absolute blast during the course of the day. We rarely go out at a weekend in the three peak areas because it gets so busy. But in a funny way, it was actually just so fantastic to see so many people out there and really enjoying themselves and just getting out there and doing something in the great outdoors.
And because we'd summited Ingleborough from Simon Fell, we were actually going down against the Three Peaks walkers. So from Ingleborough, which is the last peak, we passed quite a lot down into the valley, but then we were still surprised at when we looked back at Whernside, which is the middle peak, that there were still people just coming off the summit of there at 2 or 3 in the afternoon. It's a long day. It's a really long day. We've done it once and our feet at the end of that day, wow, they hummed.
So the full Three Peaks challenge is just over 24 miles, and as Jackie says, we've done it once and it's not something that we go back to lightly. I think it's you have a much more leisurely day picking off 1 or 2 peaks at a time, but if you think you're up to the challenge, then go for it. It was a lesson for us to not necessarily take the main paths up to mountains and actually find your own way. There's loads and loads of really good footpaths out there, and we didn't really see anyone until we got to the summit, and then obviously once we were on the main routes it got much busier, and down in the valleys it was really busy as well. And parking down in the valleys over the course of the weekends can get really busy, so you've either got to get up early or you're going to struggle to find a place to park.
There is a really good train service. You can get the train from Leeds, you can get the train from Settle, you can get the train from Carlisle, and get off at Horton in Ribblesdale or at Ribblehead Valley, so you can still do the walks and not have to drive. We hope you've enjoyed all the different scenery that we've shown you in the video. It's a lovely walk. We'll catch you next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.